What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoeDotJ and we're locked in. This is Griselda episode 2, the recap, Rich White People. Now in episode 1, we seen Griselda come over from Colombia to Miami, try to get away from all of her problems, and now she's setting up shop. But now it's time to put a play together, and that means bringing in more women from Colombia to help her move these keys because she was played in episode 1. Now before we jump into this and we break down this episode and give the full recap, if you like Griselda and the history of drugs, then hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm on that road to 50,000 subscribers, so I appreciate each and every one of you. Also, on my channel, we do have the documentary, Griselda, the Queen of Cocaine. So if you'd like to watch that, it is on the channel. Now let's go ahead and jump into it. This is Rich White People, episode 2, the recap. We start off with another character named Dario. And what Dario is doing is looking for clues of where Griselda went. Now, Griselda, she's in Miami. But what they're looking for her for is because she killed Alberto, which is Fernando's brother, her last husband, that she slept with before she had to get out of here and she got shot. So Fernando wants to know exactly where she's at. And Dario is the one that's going to be doing all of the investigating. Now, he doesn't have much, but he knows that she left in a hurry. And she also left her ring inside of the bathroom. Back in Miami, Arturo, he shows up. This is the guy that she was on the phone with asking about where's all the major players in Miami so she can move these bricks. And he showed up with a group of girls. And we also have Isa. Now, Isa, she's a smuggler also. And she's the closest one out of all the women to Griselda. Now, they're showing up. And Griselda doesn't really have too much of a plan. But she does know if I can bring these women in with a little bit of coca, this will be a jump start for me. Because remember, she almost sold that one brick until they came in there and tore up everything. Griselda has a van and takes the women and Arturo back to her motel that she's staying in. Now the kids, they're talking to Uncle Arturo and just asking him how's everything been. But they're also asking about where's Alberto, their father. And he's just like, well, they went on a trip. But Griselda, she's looking around and she knows that business needs to be handled. And the boys, y'all just stay outside and keep your eyes off of the women. Now, the women from Colombia are thinking that America is supposed to be the American dream. It's supposed to be fancy. What they don't know is that when you're starting up from the ground up, you're going to have to be in these little slummy places, the motels. But this is affordable for Griselda and this is base operation. How they smuggled the drugs over here was inside of each girl's bra was a little bit of coca. Now they ended up bringing over 10 keys at $25,000 a piece. A total of $250,000 worth of coke was brought over here on just this first trip. So if you're getting a picture in your head of what Griselda's trying to do, just imagine doing this each week for the whole year. But we'll scale it back and we'll do it once a month. That's $3 million a year. So Arturo's keeping the money count. We know he's good at it. Griselda, she got the girls. Isa, she's the one that put the bras and everything together. So the operation is smooth. Now we just have to find a way to sell this coke. At the precinct, we have an officer named June and we have the detective that's trying to figure out what happened at that bar and why there's so many bodies. Now there was a witness and her name is Rosa. And they're asking Rosa, did she see anybody? Did she know anybody? And she only speaks Spanish. So that's where June comes into place. She's going to be the interpreter. So when they ask these questions, she's like, she doesn't know much. She didn't see much. So the detective's getting a little angry and he wants to know what the hell is actually happening. Now, Rosa says there was a woman that went into the bar. Now, we don't know much about this woman, but she did enter in that bar. But the detective, he's not trying to hear that. He calls Griselda a girlfriend. He doesn't say that she's a suspect, just calls her a girlfriend because he can't believe that a woman would have something to do with this. Once June gets in the hallway, she talks to Rosa one-on-one. It's a little more comfortable because they both speak Spanish. Now she asks Rosa, what did you mean you seen a woman? Was it a girlfriend? She tells June, no, it wasn't a girlfriend. She walked different. She wasn't walking like a girlfriend. June says, how was she walking? Well, her response is, she was walking like a boss. Remember, she had Chucho opening up the door, driving. He was low-key security for her. So Rosa seen the boss, and now June, she's like, wait a minute. I need to write this up in a report just so people can understand that it might not be who we're looking for. It might be this woman. The numbers are looking good. Arturo is saying we can make this happen. 10 bricks once a month. Let's make it happen. Now, the only downside is Griselda was booking these tickets through Carmen. Remember, Carmen is who she stayed with, and that's where she was working at the travel agency. But Carmen showed up and said, I don't want you using my travel agency anymore because, once the laws find out, Carmen could get in trouble and potentially lose her legitimate business. So this is one blow that's going to set Griselda back because she doesn't really trust anybody. And Carmen can just do all of this up under the radar by booking the flights for her. Dario's still looking for Griselda in Colombia, trying to find out some information. Well, Griselda used to be a P2, meaning she used to be an ex-worker. So he goes to her old brothel that she worked at. He has to bribe the boss that's there to get a little bit of information. Now, when he walks down the hall, he starts talking to some of the women. Now, in this particular room, there's two ladies. One of them, she's trying to make some money, and he asks her, where's Griselda? She's like, I'm not going to give you any information on Griselda. The other girl says she didn't really like Griselda like that. So Dario says, that's my type. He starts talking to her, gives her a little bit of money, and you know what that money will do for you. Well, she says she grabbed a couple of girls from down here and relocated to Miami. That's all we know is she's in Miami. So Dario, you got to put that call in to let Fernando know Griselda is no longer in Colombia. With the 10 bricks, it's time to go meet up with Milcar. Now, when they get over there, he introduces them to a guy named Papo. Papo is his supplier. Now, he tells Papo that this woman Griselda can get me bricks for cheaper price and better quality. Well, that makes Papo a little mad. That's cutting out the guy that he's been working with. So long story short, he tells Griselda, we're not going to work with you. For her, she's saying, I went and got 10 keys to come and do business with you, only for you to use me and tell Papo that you was about to get a better deal. Well, they cut Griselda off. Arturo has to hold her back because she wants to snap, and we know what Griselda is capable of because of what she did to Alberto down in Colombia. But now there's 10 keys. There's nothing to do. They got to get out of here because it could get ugly. June's still trying to piece together what happened that night at the bar with all of the bodies. Well, all of her co-workers, who were all men, they're kind of chastising her, making fun of her because she's the only woman here. And she's going with a lead that says that this woman was not a girlfriend, aka Griselda. So everyone's joking around. Now her boss calls her in and he's like, you've been taking notes, you've been doing memos. She's like, did you actually ever read any of my memos? He said, yeah, I read a couple of them, but write down what you got. And he's basically playing her off. What he's saying is just get documentation so if anything happens, I can say, yeah, I told her to write it down in the memo. But June knows that there's something more up because Rosa wouldn't have lied to her. Back at the motel, Griselda got the 10 keys that she couldn't sell because she got screwed over. And well, she promised to pay the girls. Now the girls go over to Issa and like, hey, are we ever going to get paid? What's up? What she got us here for? We going to get some money? Well, she goes up and she's talking to her. And she's kind of down and out because, like I said, she got screwed over. So Issa's saying, look, we got all this coke. Let's just have a good time. Let's just go out, have fun like we used to. Now Griselda's looking at it like, well, you're right. We really don't have anything going on. You know what? Let's do it. Let's take a risk. Let's go out and just have a good time. Griselda and Issa, they go out. Now they go to a rich white bar, hence the name of the title. While they're here, they're grabbing some drinks, but it's not really that lively. So what Griselda has a plan of doing is giving out some freebies, some free product to everyone, just to let them know that this is what coca do to you. Now, this isn't your typical crowd, but this crowd does have money, and we know that coke is a high-end designer drug. So they start giving out some bumps, and people are acting a fool. They done turned the music up a little bit. People done loosened up. Ties are coming off. Beads are being thrown all around. Drink is in the air. Griselda is onto something. Griselda takes this plan, goes back to the motel, and the very next morning, she calls for a meeting. She tells all the women, Arturo, let's have a sit down by the pool. I know what we're going to do. We're going to give away this cocaine. We're going to make people want to come to us. And we're going to take a different approach. We're not going to be on the streets with it. We're going to country clubs. We're going to golf clubs. We're going to the aerobics classes. We're going all around these rich white areas and letting them get a taste of this free coca. And how are they going to do this? With the beautiful women giving these men free samples. They're going to be wanting more and more and more. So Griselda, give out free samples like you at Sam's Club, and then you go buy in bulk. Papo found out what's going on, and he went to the meal car and let him know, hey, listen, Griselda, I don't know what she's up to, but she's giving out free coke with all of them girls that she done flew in from Colombia. Now, I'm talking about they're at all the rich spots. This isn't typically a place that they would normally sell coke, but Griselda's on something else. Now, while he's talking to Emil car, Emil, he's looking at him like, okay, I'm not going to do anything about it. So Papo's getting a little upset, but he didn't say that you couldn't do something, Papo. So basically, he's telling Papo, if you see this going on, it should be up to you to handle it. Because what Griselda is doing, this isn't going to last for long. She'll be here for a second and it's just going to fade away. But if you want to, you can go speed up the process. After Griselda gives out this, she's already looking for the future. So she contacts a gentleman by the name of German. Now, German, he got that work. And he shows up and he lets it be known, Miss Griselda, I'm not here to waste my time. I'm not here to waste my money. What do you have in mind? Now, Griselda is saying, let's sit down and let's just have a little conversation. Trust me, you're going to want to believe and invest in what I got going on. Griselda is asking for 100 keys, and she says, listen, I only need one night to convince you that this will work. Me and my ladies, we got something going on. I got the clubs on smash. I got the golf courses on smash. I got the country clubs on smash. I got a lot of connections going on right now. And trust me, if you just stick around for one night, I guarantee you're going to be wanting to give us that 100 bricks. Remember, Dario got that information from the ladies. Well, him and boss man Fernando, they just touched down in Miami. So you know that this is bad business because it's only a matter of time before they find out where Griselda is staying and have to ask her a few questions. Let's just say that the yacht party, it'll blow you away. Everybody's up here. Drugs everywhere, women, live music. Griselda did her thing. I'm talking about she just orchestrated a beautiful night in Miami. This is what they call the Miami nightlife. Griselda explains to German, not all of these people are rich. We did sell 3 bricks tonight. They're not rich, but they all work for rich people. The valet, aerobics instructor, bankers, lawyers. They all know the richest of the richest people. So Griselda said that all of these people agreed to be a seller for her. So if she brings in 100 bricks, you get 2 or 3 bricks over at the valet, sell it to those rich people. You work at the bank, you get 10 over here, sell it to those rich people. So Griselda, she has her contacts in order, but there's a little bit of ruckus and commotion outside of the yacht. Well, that commotion up front was Papo, and Papo's already been hating and upset that Griselda, she got a good thing going. Now, Griselda knows that this is bad for business. You making all of this noise. So when she comes down and talks to him, she tells him, why isn't a meal car here? He sent you over here because he didn't want nothing silly to do with this. All of these people, rich white folk, they'll tell the police, and this will be bad for business for everyone. Plus, this ain't a meal car's territory. So what she does is pull a little reverse psychology on him and tells Papo, if you're going to do it, go ahead and shoot me in front of these people. He's starting to realize that this ain't the right idea. She yells out to the crowd, this guy's trying to end our party. They start throwing glasses at him, and he eventually gets out of here. So Griselda, very, very smart. This woman was intelligent. German sees this, he comes on down, and he tells her and Papo, we partners. Get on out of here, because it could get ugly. And he tells Griselda the reason he wants to partner with her is because the plan sounds good. And if you're brave enough to go stand up to a crazy person like Papo, then that means you standing on your business and you trust the work that you got going on here. So now she's getting that 100 keys. She also gives Carmen a call. Hey, Carmen, I need you to book me as many tickets as possible. Now, Carmen has already said no, but Griselda is saying, trust me. I don't trust anyone else but you, and I don't want to give anyone the money that we're making off of this. Now, Carmen hears it, and she knows that she needs the money because her business might go up under. So she's like, all right, we'll talk in the morning. And Griselda tells her, I'm going to make you a lot of money. A lot of money. When Griselda arrives home early in the morning, Fernando and Dario are in the room sitting with the boys. Now, Fernando, Alberto's brother, he's asking the boys, what did your mom say for you guys to leave Colombia? Why did you guys leave? Now they're saying, well, we just had to leave, and Alberto was putting his hands on her. He said, that's BS. Your mom killed Alberto. Now, what would one of you do if someone killed your brother? And he's getting ready to unalive our girl Griselda right here in front of the boys. But she says, no, my room is next door. Don't do it here. Take me next door. Fernando, he's whooping on Griselda, trying to choke her out. They could hear it in the next room. The boys attack Dario. The oldest son goes over there. He grabs the gun out the drawer, but he freezes up and he doesn't shoot Fernando. But Dario gets loose. Dario comes in here and he puts the gun to the back of his son's head, but instead he shoots Fernando and he saves everyone's life. And the reason he shot Fernando and not her son is because he said he never killed a kid before. He never took a kid out, and it wasn't something that he wanted to do. Now Griselda's looking at it like, well, thank you. I'm appreciative. You want a job? What are you about to do now? Help me get rid of this body. So we may have just recruited Dario to the organization. All right, there you go. Episode 2 of Griselda. Let me know what you think about it. Was that a good move for Dario to go ahead and take out Fernando? Because we had to get rid of him somehow. And plus, Griselda's about to be making a lot of money. Do you think that German is going to be a good partner for Griselda moving forward? Let me know what you think. I'm MoeDotJ. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all of you. Tune in tomorrow for episode 3 of Griselda on Netflix.